The first thing you should know about my friend Mrs. Filholm is she's got an infestation. Well, actually the dollhouse has an infestation of mice. She's bought traps and ultrasonic repellers. She's covered the points of ingress with some mixture of mint and voodoo, but the mice keep coming and they don't stop coming. The next thing you should know is that this behavior is uncharacteristic of Mrs. Filholm. She's normally more of a one love, come as you are, no judgment kind of person. Just look through her Instagram. It's full of messages of hope and of welcome to the disenfranchised and the downtrodden. But I suppose everyone has their limit, and Mrs. Filholm's is mice. When it comes to mice, Mrs. Filholm is building a wall, and they're going to pay for it.
Don't. God.
I told you wouldn't like it.
You told me I wouldn't like it because of mice, not because you compared me to the
Donald
45th
Trump.
president. The first thing you should know about my friend Andrew is that he thinks it's kind of funny that my home is infested with mice. He knows I don't find it funny, mostly because when he entered the dollhouse today, I was out of my mind. The next thing you should know about Andrew is that this very morning, without saying a word, he scooped up the dead mouse in my kitchen, which I had covered with a garbage bag, because I simply could not bear it, and disposed of it properly. At this point in my life and the mouse hunt, it feels like the nicest thing anyone has ever done for me. Mr. Acts of Service, that's our boy. Thanks, Andrew.
Welcome to Half My Age, a weekly show in which a 25-year-old adult and a 50-year-old child help each other make sense of the world.
What was that?
That was my my heated blanket that you so graciously provided.
How did it fall?
I pulled the what's that thing called? The power strip off the table. When you downsized me, I
know.
I ran into a lot less space for
I wondered about that. I told you you could go back. We haven't talked about that. I did. I downsized Andrew. Gave him a smaller table because I needed the bigger table for clay stuff. Well, see, I wondered that if it's not tenable, we can get you a bigger table.
No, it's
We should hang that power strip.
I think we're all fine.
Oh my God! It looks like
we're firing.
It looks like a grid in India here, doesn't it?
We're firing on all four cylinders today.
Yeah, all four. We got a lot. Yeah, we are. We got a lot of wires, though. Oh,
nope, not firing.
Well, we have heated blankets because it was so cold in this studio this week, Andrew. I started to record my audiobook.
Yeah? How's that going?
It's good. I'm going to start all over.
What kind of surprises did you find when you went to record an audiobook? Because you do voiceover work, but most of it is more short format kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. What's different about recording an audiobook versus like a little YouTube commercial or a information
I mean, it's
video?
exactly what I expected. It's different because it's longer. It's different because I really don't want breaths to ever appear in the thing, in the recording. And when I listen to audiobooks, the breaths are really taken out. So I am working with Jonah. Jonah's going to help me master these tracks. So he and I have gone back and forth a little bit. Nothing is surprising about it. I mean, it's what I thought it would be. It's just longer. Mm-hmm. But it's the same process. You just do it in bits. And when you mess up, you stop and you go back and you cut it and do it again. It's fine. I mean, what was a bummer about it this week, I was laying down some sound, and it was so cold, and you can have no airflow, as we have discussed. Studios are notoriously badly, vented. Studio C in Boulder, where KBCO talks about it, where they record. There, I just recently heard one of the DJs talking about the time that Michael Franti came and played in the studio and got almost naked. So I guess that even Studio C, it doesn't have good ventilation because I think it's some little I've never seen it. Some little in studio that's not. I mean, the booths that those guys record radio shows in, they're fine. They've got climate control. But there must be some little recording studio that's like ours. Anyway, so it's very cold in here. And while I was recording, I just was bumming out about how cold it was. And I thought, gosh, it was so cold this week that I really thought my mouth is going to freeze and I'm not going to be able to say words, which was what happened when I did an outdoor announcing race on Sunday in 20-degree weather. But then I realized electric blanket, Andrew. So I got one for you and one for me.
It's super nice. I'm a big fan of the electric blanket. Thank you.
You're welcome. I went to
Studios,
Bed Bath & Beyond. That was really taking one for the team.
That's an experience. Last time I was there, I spent a couple $100. I decided to get all new knives.
Yeah. You're lucky if you only spent a couple $100 on all new knives, really.
I bought the cheap ones.
We talked about your experience. You hated Bed Bath & Beyond. That's what I'm saying. I went there. At first I went to
Too
Target.
smelly. I hate stores with the smell. Ugh.
You said that. You hated the candles, which is funny. I went to Target. They didn't have any. So then I had to make another trip to Bed Bath & Beyond before I went out and saw comedy. I went to a comedy show. I didn't perform in it. So I really, really did the extra effort, Andrew. I hope that we enjoy being warm here in our studio. Okay. I hate those mice.
Something our listeners weren't privileged enough to get to hear was your angry phone call with the Terminator this morning, the exterminator.
Angry. I'm so angry.
And I can't imagine what it must be like to be on the other end of that phone call when everyone calls in just as much of a panic as you did.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you what it's like for them, apparently, is that they say things like, yes, Lisa, I understand. I understand how frustrating that can be to have mice in your bathtub. And I'm sitting on the phone going, you don't understand. I'm sure you've never had it. Person talking to me nowhere near me. No, you don't. That's your script. It makes me so angry. I know I sounded like a lunatic. I didn't want you to hear that call. And then I hung up because it was taking too long. I paid them so much money to do that. Like, it's a little shocking, but I thought I'm mouse free for 2 years. And the guy told me for a couple of days, and I was going, he said, I know. He said, for a couple of days, you're going to see him in new places, perhaps because they were we're changing their patterns or whatever. We're plugging up holes. They didn't plug up all the holes because I don't care. I mean, I understand maybe those are mice who are in my house and now they're being poisoned because there are baits. He mentioned baits, and they're going to get poisoned and they're going to go find water. Well, they were in my bathtub. Mm-hmm. Andrew, I want you to know
were they dead in your bathtub?
No. They were having a party. They were eating my little bath. I didn't want to talk about this. You know how afraid I am of dying in the shower because I'm going to slip? I'm actually afraid of that. We've discussed it in the program. It's one of my living alone things. So I bought myself a nice, what are those called? Bath mat. Mm-hmm. But it's not for outside. It's the kind inside, the rubberized bath mat. Well, they were in there eating it. They were just sitting there.
They must really be hungry.
And
can't
possibly
imagine a bath mat's delicious.
No, I know. That's right. It's so that's gone. That's been thrown away. I was all day working that day when I discovered this, and we were 2 or 3 days in since the exterminator came. You know, I was promised all of these things.
A bill of goods. You were sold a bill of goods.
It's what it feels like to me is really the way you get rid of mice is just keep putting out traps till they out. You know, that's what people do. Because I just paid these bros a lot of money for no evidence. I don't know that they plugged a single hole. You know what I mean? I didn't see him do it. Yeah. I wandered around. I didn't watch him outside my house. I watched him inside. He was putting steel wool, under the cabinet. I could do that. I mean, I could see the holes that he put. I'm actually freaked out, and I want you to know that I know that this is disproportionate and that
it's going to be okay.
I know. Like, I really, I came in. No, I was working that day at home, and I was working on my book and just like good stuff, getting myself promo stuff out there. And I was really proud of myself for being disciplined and working on a cold, snowy day. And I kept hearing noises in my house. And I kept thinking, okay, that's just, that's the wind, or that's a squirrel on the roof, or no, I'm imagining things. And then I heard something, pretty sure in the bathtub, pulled the curtain back, saw a little mouse running around in there. And I went, that's it. Oh, and this was later at night. In fact, what I did that night is I went and I tried to sign up. I went on standby at New Talent Night, and it was very, very snowy. It was very funny. And the Comedy Works said on Facebook, announced, there will probably be slots tonight open for standby because it's so snowy. And then I knew I wasn't going to get on, and it felt like a slumber party or like one of those lock-in retreats. There were absolutely, at one point, I swear there were 3-to-1 comics to audience because everybody was there waiting to get on. And who else is going to go out in the snow and like literally go, we don't care. Other comics who want to tell their jokes. I actually went out for an early dinner with a comedy friend of mine, and I was like, are we crazy to go out? Should we not be driving? Like, everyone in the world was saying, you shouldn't go out. It's crazy. And I checked with him, and he said, well, I'm going. I'll just go slowly. And then I checked with my ex-husband, Tal, and he loves to tell me not to do things that he thinks are stupid. And he said, this roads are just crunchy. Go slowly. So I did. Anyway, I was very proud of myself. Went down, had a lovely dinner, and like a nice, normal, by the light of day conversation with another comic who is a friend of mine. Really felt like we did some life work there. didn't get on standby, very sensibly got in my car and drove home. It's cold. The roads are bad. Go home. I was going home to work on other stuff, probably going to lay down some audio for my book. Saw the mouse in the bathtub and went, that's it. I'm out. I'm going to Kinga's. Kinga's has an 11 o'clock show. I'll be going to Kinga's at 11 o'clock at night. Yep. Until that mouse is dead, because I don't like hearing the trap snap.
Yeah.
So I set a freaking trap in the tub and went out and came back, and it was dead by the time I got home. But then by that time, there were also 2 other ones in there. I was so freaked out. I have not slept well the last 2 nights. I'm not kidding. I know this is maniacal. Other things do not get in me this much. There's something actually visceral and primitive, I think, in me about mice. I'm not kidding. I don't think I would feel this gross if it were almost anything else. And you said infestation. It feels like that. It feels hard to get out of my head. It feels hard to sleep in my own house. Well, I think they're going, isn't that stupid? And it's my little house, Andrew. I hate it.
It is frustrating. I've never had a mouse problem like this on this scale. I've had. I told you. I think I mentioned there on the second floor of the fraternity house there was a mouse. Mm-hmm. Maybe I caught 2 mice, but I've never found 3 at once, all in the bathtub.
Fuck in the bath. I mean,
That's where you go to get clean. About. Come on, those dirty mice in the clean place.
Are they coming up from the drain? How even could that be? And I'm so grossed out. I know it is not something worth crying over, but it ruined my day yesterday. Yeah. And I thought today, as you know, when I called and said, hey, I know they told me I'm going to see a couple more mice, but this is getting insane. I called a couple of days ago before the bathtub incident, and the soonest they could get someone out here was this morning. So I was 100% expecting someone to have it on my calendar. The woman on the phone told me, and she did first, she said, I'm not finding any appointments. They say a lot of things that don't make sense to me. I'm not finding any appointments. But then it came, I'm going to have to do this and this. Okay, now I can make an appointment for you Thursday, which is right now today, 8 in the morning till 10 in the morning. And I went, okay, fine. I have to wait a couple days. I don't love it, but fine. Okay, if that's the first available, great. They weren't here at 9:30 this morning and hadn't called when you and I were scheduled to start. So that's when I called them, and they have it on my records. They have it on their records that they're coming on Saturday, 3 to 5. Not at all what we discussed. So then you heard me make a service call, and I hung up because I got tired of waiting. But it was this thing where eventually she said to me, Andrew, I was getting hysterical, and she said, well, to get a same-day appointment, I need to connect you to this person. And I went, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I can't wait until Saturday. Been waiting too many days. This is ridiculous. I need to talk to someone. I need something. And then eventually it comes out, oh, well, if you need same-day service, let me connect you. That's what I'm saying I need. If you can make it happen, why are we doing this?
Dance of customer service gatekeeping. Mm-hmm. Okay, I've got to threaten to close my account. I've got to yell fuck 3 times. I've got to do all these little things, and then I can speak to the person who can actually help me. And
I do not like getting hysterical on the phone. I don't see why I can't just call and go, hey, here's the problem. And that's what I started with on Tuesday. Hey, here's the deal. You guys, I've paid you a lot of money, but, I understand. There's some failures and so whatever. Could you come back out and just check it out? Even just to reassure me that this is all good now and you're not going to see any more mice. Mm-hmm. I have to get hysterical, and I'm going to have to call back today and get more and more hysterical, and I don't like anything about that.
One of the reasons I would not seek out being an exterminator as a profession is it is pretty much impossible to guarantee you will not see any mice.
I know. And we've talked about that,
and that
right?
sucks.
Yeah.
So you go and, he maybe plugged up some holes. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he just took your money and ran.
He did something.
But you do that, and you're like, well, shit, I think we've got all these places you've seen the mice. They're not coming through there anymore. But who knows how many holes are in the house,
Well, right. But here's one thing to me. They didn't go into my crawl space.
Yeah.
Where do you think they're going to come from? To me, that makes sense. That they're going to come from the earth under my house.
Yeah.
Makes a ton of sense. So they didn't even go in there. So I'm a little bit, No, Andrew, I am with you, and you recommended that right away. So there's no such thing as that's a waste of money. You seriously recommended that, and I understand that. I could do my own mitigation. I could put out traps till I, quote, catch them all. I know that, and I understand it is falsehood that they can promise me no mice for 2 years, but they promised me.
Do they really?
They sure did. And I mean, yes, they said
what
it's
a weird business.
Right? And also the guy who came and sold me the thing, I mentioned Dale Gribble to him, which you and I had looked up, and he didn't even know the reference.
Yeah, well,
and he
I
was
didn't
my
either.
age. Okay. I mean, again, like I was very disappointed.
It
How
is
could
kind
you
of-
not hear that every day? But he didn't.
How could you not? How could you not know the one famous exterminator?
He mentioned the one. Was it from Arachnophobia or something? John Goodman, maybe. Anyway, he's like really wants to go ham on those insects.
It is arachnophobia.
And is it John Goodman? Maybe.
Yeah, it is.
So I think that he has a funny character of exterminator who really, really takes it seriously or something. Anyway, I understand that it has to be
He works for Bugs Be Gone.
Bugs Be Gone. And I guess he goes crazy. Oh, and this guy told me that in some town where he had lived, gosh, now I can't remember, that, yes, in Texas, this man who came and gave me the quote had come from Texas, and he said, oh, there is a service in Texas that has like a giant bug on the top of their car, like Dale Gribble, and that takes place in Texas. So it was evidently like that was a shout out to a local. I am with you on that, Andrew, that how could an exterminator promise it? And that's where I just went, okay, magical thinking. I will pay so much more money than I could imagine. And I just paid it up front. I don't want the monthly. I don't want I want it all. I would like give me
Sure, give me the
lockdown.
deluxe package.
Fuck yeah. Mice
the
be
nuclear
gone.
option.
That's right. Nuclear option. That's how I felt. I, in fact, said on my Instagram, didn't I? I said, I'm going nuclear. Terminex is here. I am sure they will make it right. The guy who came and did the assessment for me seemed very trustworthy, and I just felt like this is great. And I really was like, hi, you're the hero. You're here. Also, he has, let's see, maybe he has teenagers or his new wife has teenagers. Anyway, so I think he might buy my book, so that was cool. But he seemed real encouraging. And then the guy who came to do the work did not. He seemed 20 years old and real dumb and not at all encouraging or I can't talk. I really am not on enough sleep because of mice. He wasn't soothing and reassuring to me.
Sure,
that he had
his
done a
bedside
good job.
manner was not so good.
It seemed real flaky. Like, that's the other thing. I mean, well, that's a guy who definitely didn't even look at all the holes because he seemed real stupid and like he didn't care. So I was probably going to make that call anyway. I have never had mice in my house except for a brief period in New York City, as I said, and we got through that. 3 of them in my bathtub. I mean, I actually didn't want to talk about it today because it makes me crazy, and I feel like that's so gross. Like, who would even want to come over to my house? I'm embarrassed to put that out there publicly. I am so freaked out by mice that I think it's like no one would want to come to my house. Last night, I'm thinking, do I need to have someone come and like sage this shit? Is this I mean, like you were talking about the voodoo. Do I need a mouse voodoo party? Because I can't take it. Oh my God, Andrew. So I'm supposed to call back.
I think that's a so when I think of a big mousy house, I think of like a very fancy, rich mansion style thing. Maybe having lots of mice in your house is a sign of wealth. In the same way that being fat used to be a good thing in the old days. It meant you could afford food.
There's largesse there. There's food.
Yeah, look at you. Why
do you think of that when you think of mice? You think of a big.
Because of the movie Mouse Hunt. Did you ever see that?
No, nope. Don't think I should.
They buy an old mansion, and it's a crazy good deal. But there's one mouse that is just causing them so much trouble.
That's funny.
They destroy the entire house trying to kill this one mouse.
I think I remember a little bit about it.
Yeah. So that's my mouse house, and it seems like a good thing. It's nice that people want to be around you. In this case, the people are mice.
Okay, I'll go.
They're
with
comforting.
That. Okay.
Last time we were on the podcast, we talked about men and women. Can they be friends? And you said you had some follow up off air. Can you?
Oh well,
hit me with the follow up.
Well, the follow up. I just wanted to thank you because one of the follow up follows up, is that there's a radio ad where it's it must be an insurance company, and the guy says he says father-in-laws. He pluralizes it. The voiceover actor, I mean, nobody corrected him. It's not his fault. He says, he didn't write the copy. Father-in-laws. Mm-hmm. That's not right.
Fathers-in-law.
Correct.
Attorneys at law.
Correct. And it's like something about like plenty of people, it must be Allstate or something. Plenty of people like to tell you you're a bad driver. And then, for example, friends, coworkers, father-in-laws. No. Anyway, what was I saying? Follow up. Oh, yeah. Thank you. I asked you about, I was just saying my trust in men was low again, and you kind of unpack that a little bit. Thinking about why my trust in men is low. You don't remember that? You just narrowed your eyes at me.
No, I remember. I'm just listening.
Okay. Thinking about my trust in men just really, really led to some really good jokes. So I just want to thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Because then I turned them into some jokes that you definitely don't want to hear because they're real nasty. I just had a lot of fun this last week because I'm preparing for the clean competition, and it was making me so crazy that
you talked about eating your salad before your chocolate cake. It sounds like you came up with some really good chocolate cake.
I did, and then on my birthday, it was my birthday on Friday, and my son George stood me up for dinner because he had to work late. He's fine. He's 20. It's not his fault. And I saw him later in the weekend, but. So I just said, oh, screw it. I'm going to go out and tell jokes with strangers. I could have made a different plan. I know that there were plenty of people who would have had a nice, normal birthday with me, but I was like, I want to go tell jokes to strangers. And so then I used my trust in men. Oh, and so I just said, it's my birthday. I'm definitely not telling clean comedy. I'm eating chocolate cake on my birthday. And then I found these really funny jokes. And so for the past few days, they're pretty funny. And they're brand new.
You like to
and
do
they're
this
not
thing
clean.
where you, I've got these great jokes. They're really funny. I can't hear it.
They have to come out. Well, one of the jokes, the punchline is this. It goes, dick, 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 dick. So it's literally the best dick joke because I say dick, 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 5 dicks. Funny.
It's a lot of dicks.
It's a lot of dicks. So I just wanted to say
Talk about nightmares.
Trust in men.
Mice in the bathtub and 5 dicks in the joke.
I'd rather have the 5 dicks in the joke than the mice in the tub. Golly. I haven't even told jokes about the mice because now last night when I went to the late night set, I thought I could literally, because it was so visceral for me at the time, it might be funny to just vamp about that at the top of something, just like, I'm here because there's a mouse in my bathtub and I can't take it. But to me, it's so gross that's not even funny. Mice aren't funny, they're just gross. So that was my follow-up, really.
That was it. All you wanted to do was tell us that you had hilarious jokes you weren't going to tell us?
I wanted to say yeah, you don't want to hear him on this podcast. I wanted to say thank you for asking me about my trust in men and why it was low, and then we kind of unpacked that, and then from that, I really had a breakthrough in telling dick jokes. You don't want to hear about him. I think that was my only. Did you have follow? You brought me a sticker.
I brought you a sticker. You like to? We got some follow ups.
We do.
You've, in addition to comedy about 5 dicks, you've also been working on comedy about dating apps again.
5 dicks. 5 dicks. What is it? 5 Guys Burger?
5
dicks burger. Oh, 5. Okay.
5 golden dicks.
5 golden. Okay, yeah, that's just fine. Yeah, Yeah, comedy purposes. Yeah. Okay, right. For dumb reasons I don't really fully understand, mostly goading and prodding by my girlfriends, I joined a dating app, and a female comic told me the one to join is called Hinge.
This is the app that's designed to be deleted. I think we talked about this. It was a long time ago. We were still recording in my apartment instead of the dollhouse in the she shed. The dollhouse and the she shed on Shakedown Street.
Mouse House. It's just
Mouse House. It's the Mouse House on
it's the Love Shack
seashells
for
on the
mice.
Seashore. In red leather, yellow leather. Tell me about your most recent experience on Hinge.
Well, I've been on Hinge now. This is not even 72 hours.
Hinge is Tinder for old people, right? What's their angle on this?
Their angle is it's the app doesn't meant to be deleted. That's all they keep telling you that. Their deal, I don't know the difference between any of these. I mean, I did that one experiment the last time in January or whenever because I was investigating, and then I took about 15 screenshots of guys and deleted the whole ish because I couldn't take it. And that's about what's going to happen now, I think. These are better quality people and everything than that one Jesus. Hinge, you answer 3 questions. Like, you don't say anything, I don't know, you don't say anything about like anything much. You answer 3 questions that they pose, but you have 30 to choose from. Are you looking it up? Do you want to explain it?
I'm looking at it right now.
All right. Tell us what you see.
Oh, their website is information sparse.
It sure is.
But I see young people on it, so it's definitely. Do you remember the one that was old people focused?
No, Lumen.
Lumen.
That's the one I deleted because it was so gross. Sorry, I'm eating a bite of a burrito. That's right.
I was picturing Lumen in my brain. But
no, a 26-year-old told me to get on Hinge.
They've got 3 tabs: mission, date ideas, careers. So in this date ideas thing, it's clear that they're trying to. This is like a battery, not batteries included, but it's It's how to find a soulmate with step-by-step instructions. Here are 3 questions, or here's 30 questions. You pick 3 of them. And then also once you get to that next step, we'll give you date ideas too. It's dating on easy mode, it seems like, doesn't it?
I guess. It seems lazy and it also I'm gonna
Is it working?
What do you mean? Working for what? Here's what's working.
Have you found love yet?
Oh yeah, I know. I'm madly in love. Here's what I think. This is why it's willing to target. Within 2 hours, I show up at early comedy night and I go, "Hey you guys, I've been on Hinge for an hour. This is very amusing."
Mistake number 1.
No, this is the best thing that happened about it. So I'm sitting there with 3 other comics waiting. It's early-ish, and it's an early night. We're having sliders, $1 sliders, Andrew, Monday nights. It's pretty good, huh?
That seems nice. I like a slider. Little baby burger, little itty-bitty burger.
I ate 2 beers and 4 sliders, and my bill was like $10. Fantastic.
That is so nice.
Right? And I told jokes, and it was funny. Dick, 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 dick. So we're sitting there eating, and I say, "Hey, you guys, so I just joined Hinge," and they are all real amused. And so it provides fodder. Okay, I'm going to show you some of the questions. I'm overly competitive about.
What are you overly competitive about?
It's not one that I answered. I'm looking at a guy on the thing right now. Worst idea I've ever had.
It's just a bunch of conversation starters.
Yeah, and a life goal of mine. That's a good. This guy just to answer First of all, you can pick somebody based on what questions they chose to answer because you have also seen the questions. So for me, this guy seems real boring. Those are boring questions. X. He's gone. Now.
Do you get to swipe? Is there a swipe?
There's an X in this one.
Okay.
Oh, I've seen this guy before. What I order for the table?
Ooh, what does he order?
Soft pretzels and waters for everyone. You should ** not go out with me if. That's a good one. I think I answered that on mine. This guy, if you are judgmental of others. He seems real nice, huh?
Well, it depends if they're a mouse or not.
And then he says, "I take pride in making people laugh." Okay, you didn't make me laugh on this profile, X. Now,
you have unreasonable standards. Here are 3 questions. You better have at least four jokes in them, and 8 of them have to be dick in order for you to pass my filter.
One guy that I did like him. Okay, what you do is you can heart or you can X. One guy that I did, wait, I can probably find it on him. Oh, it's so creepy. That's the problem, is that I find it more useful for comedy purposes. I'm sitting around with my comedy brothers and they are amused by this. And then this kid, Michael, kept reaching over and like pressing the like button on guys that were the worst ones. And I would scream. And then
I
one
think
guy.
It's funny because this is exactly what happens in high school and college is, you give your phone to your buddy and then you each go and Tinder as each other for an hour.
That's what it was. That's exactly what it was. But I didn't do it in high school or my 20s. It's exactly what it was. So he went and sent some messages. Well, it's fun. It's very funny. And so he took my phone and he did message some guys, but he messaged them absurd things such as, "I really like Camus' The Stranger." I believe this is what he said. "My favorite scene is the one where he eats lunch." That's so stupid. And no one's, anyway. So this guy said something that I thought was funny. Oh, here's one of the questions. "The sign of a great first date is," and this guy wrote, "we get asked to leave for outrageous behavior." I mean, that's pretty funny. So I went, all right, that's funny. If you make me laugh and you're not a comedian right now, that seems really sexy. I don't know. It's going to be deleted. It's entirely for comedy purposes as far as I can tell. Right? Like you said, that's what the kids are doing. You give your phone to a friend and you let it. It's a joke. You're not meeting love on these things. Nobody is, right? Come on. I don't
know. Some people, I don't have any couples in my life currently that met on a dating app, but there have definitely been people who I know who had long-term boyfriends and girlfriends who met on a dating app.
Right? You hear about it. Also, okay, you should see the pictures that I chose to put of myself. I mean, I couldn't be a little bit more irreverent. Really. I'm an idiot. So, do you want to hear some of the questions, though, that you can answer?
Yeah.
Because that's fun, right? Okay, one is, you should leave a comment if. That's about as vague as it gets. I take pride in. See, and this is where I'm being real snarky. Do you want to hear my answers?
Yeah.
Well, you should leave a comment if you can make me laugh and you aren't a comedian. I just said that. It's number 1 right now. That's what I'm looking for.
I'm an extremely good amateur here.
I said, like you have no intention of ever doing stand-up comedy, but you're funny, though. Because that's the thing. I don't want somebody who is funny and knows he's funny and then goes, everybody's always told me I should do open mic. I don't want you doing your jokes at me. Oh, wait, those are my pictures. I got too much of that in my daily life. But I don't want to messing around with other comics, okay? I take pride in, me personally, Andrew, I take pride in my ability to give exactly as many fucks as the situation demands. I think that's pretty good. Do you see how maybe I'm not the sweetest girl to date on this thing? But then I wrote also my grown sons, my tomato harvest, my new book, and my enduring friendships. Sincere. That's real sincere, isn't it? You should not go out with me if... How would you answer that, Andrew?
If you're into mice?
No, for yourself, you weirdo.
Oh, you should not go out with me if?
You shouldn't go out with me if you're into mice. Ugh.
Oh, you shouldn't go out with me if... There are a lot of reasons you shouldn't go out with me. Where does one begin?
I just said you shouldn't go out with me if you prefer shrinking violets, because I'm not a quiet girl in the back room. Okay, but then let's see. I'm going to see the other questions. Okay, here they are. You ready? The award I should be nominated for. Oh, and then they give you sample... Responses? They give you sample responses, which I find very funny. Because this one said, okay, so the award I should be nominated for, World's Best Fisherman of Compliments. Hey. All right. I bet you can't. This is a challenge to the person you're interested in dating. I bet you can't. That's weird, right?
Yep.
Seems challenging.
Bet you can't lick your elbow.
Right.
Bet you can't make me laugh and not be a comedian.
Right. This one says, I bet you can't cook a steak to medium rare. I'm weirdly attracted to...
That seems, cook a steak to medium rare seems borderline, you're probably not allowed to say that anymore with gender roles and... Why is there any assumption that a person could cook a steak to medium rare?
I don't know that that's gendered. This isn't like for me or for him. It's just in general like that. Just I think what that's supposed to mean is what I really love is steak. Cooked perfectly. Can you do it, right?
I know some people who would put that on their dating profile.
Put what?
I love steak.
Okay, stop it. Well, then this seems like even better invitation. I'm weirdly attracted to. So go ahead with your fetish life. You could go on Fet Life.
Weirdly attracted to steak.
Mm-hmm. Ideal first date, best travel story. Do you agree or disagree that?
This is the problem with all dating things is and we talked about this a long time ago, is you can put a lot of effort into it or a little effort into it. And either way you do it, you're wrong. You know?
Yep. One thing I'll never do again, I'm overly competitive about. We've heard these ones. The hallmark of a good relationship. Anyway, so we're going through and we're looking.
It just makes me glad I'm not dating.
I sing it. I mean, I'm glad for you that you're not dating. I'm not dating either. I'm not meeting any of these people. I'm going to be off it in a minute. I can't take it. It's dumb. It's dumb. But for a minute, I don't know. It did feel like, well, where am I? I'm supposed to be meeting. I'm meeting so many new people. But seriously, I'm not meeting people my own age who have secure jobs. You know, because I'm hanging out with idiot comics and I love them. They're great. But whatever. I don't even know what. I kind of know why I did this. And it was a lot of egging on by other people who are also like, think it's going to be hilarious to watch me date. There are several people in my life who are like, ooh, we can't wait to watch this. This is going to be really fun. I don't think it's fun.
Not for you.
Not for me. I don't think I'm going to do it.
Where would you go to meet the people you think you want to meet? Like a networking event where people wear business casual clothes? Right.
One joke that I've made is, so I got to figure out what I like in a man. This is one of my jobs now that I'm single at age 51. I got to figure out what I like in a man. And I say, I think I want someone like a beautiful communicator and someone who gets me. And then I say this on the dais. It's sort of a joke like, what do you guys think that looks like? Because I can't imagine it. Can you? I can't imagine it. What? I don't know. And that's the truth. That's why I should probably not even be looking at Hinge or any dating app. Where would I go? Like, what kind of man do I want to find? Heck if I know. Like, I cannot imagine. I can't imagine. That's the part of the problem. And 3 times a week, often I am on those steps at Comedy Works outside. Maybe I've said this before on the program. And I see men walking by who are age appropriate and they seem to have like jobs and shirts, that are pressed.
More than one pair of pants.
Yeah, they're tucked in. They're like good looking guys. They're probably, because, Larimer Square at about 7:00 at night, think about it. They're going from business dinner. They've just had dinner at the Capitol Grill. Or they're there with their family or friends and they're going out for a show. because we're near the theater district. But anyway, often I see these guys, like packs of guys, beautiful,
Yeah, you got to know where the fish
age-appropriate
are.
guys. And I go, why am I not meeting these people? And then because I'm going back downstairs subterranean to hang out with the freaks who tell jokes every night. So I'm saying this shtick often to my comedy friends, and then they point out, yeah, those normos on the street.
Those normos.
Yeah, they're like, they're the creepiest ones. They're the weird. Lisa, you couldn't be around them. You'd hate it. Okay. I don't know. I don't know.
It sounds like a cult. It sounds like you've been sucked in. You don't even want that guy to dress as well.
Right.
Yuck.
Lisa, no, it's not like that. It's not like they're keeping me in. No, not at all. In fact, it's a very just gentle, oh, we hear you, girl. Yeah, you should probably meet some age-appropriate men who have shirts that they launder. But you know who you are. Whatever. Hey, last night was the final of the New Faces competition, which you and I have seen. We've talked about it a little bit. It goes on for months. It started in March.
Yeah, that's a year-long thing.
Last night they crowned the winner.
Baseball.
It was really cool. It was really
someone
cool
you know?
see. Yeah, I know them all. I mean, I knew all of them up there, but it was really fun. Anyway, back to that's why I'm not meeting real people in real life. And if I do, like if there are men out there, and there are, who hear my set, I'm sort of scary. Or it's fun. I tell such.
Well, it's tricky because you're out late at night with people you think you don't want to date, and you probably shouldn't because they're all comedians.
Don't do it.
And then during the day, you're holed up in your she shed recording your book. So there's not a lot of opportunity right now to step out and meet new people unless you're willing to change some patterns.
I will change some patterns, right? And that's the truth, is that I get it, and that there are patterns to be changed, and I understand that that's what you do. And I can tell I'm seriously not ready, because I just go, where would I go? I get it. I get how I can change patterns to meet people. I can go to different bars. Let's start there. I could go to regular bars where there's not comedy. I could go take a yoga class. I could go to the golf course. I have long told single women, if you want to know where the guys are,
you go to the golf course.
Don't want to meet a golfer. If I see a golfer on the app here, I go swipe. And the guys were sitting around there like, wow, you really hate golf that much. I'm like, I don't really. I was a golf widow for a lot of years. I was known to be the most tolerant golf widow of all. That was a known thing about me, that Tal got to golf more than most men. So yeah, got a little trauma around that, I guess. But golf course, I mean, I understand where I could go to meet guys, and it's not that I'm afraid to go. I'll go to a fitness class or something. I don't know what that means. I don't want to meet a guy unless it's just somebody who can just like sit there and make me laugh, but not be a comedian. That seems dumb. I mean, why would you want to hang out with me? One guy said something about the best first date. His answer to that, like, best first date is like, we don't die. And I did like him too. And I said, okay, somebody whose bar is as low as mine. Because I've realized, just like having a few conversations with these guys, like they ghost easily. It's like hot and heavy, texty, and then just gone. I don't know. What did I do? What did I say? Nothing. That seems to be the culture. It's real gross. I'm not saying anything that you people don't know, I guess. It's just real new to me. Like you said, that's a high school experience of somebody taking your phone and doing Tinder shit to it. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what that means. I didn't know what an app looked like until 72 hours ago, Oh my gosh. So where would I go out and meet nice people? Where do you think, Andrew? Can you foresee that? Why aren't you introducing me to some of your friends?
None of my friends are your age.
Yeah, they are. You actually have a lot of old man friends.
I haven't seen them in a long time.
I know, and I'm not.
I had actually
not the right ones.
The best thing to do, for me to do, if I was looking for someone to introduce you to, is I could go get a job, and you're looking for a nice like director, VP level kind of suit. You're looking for a suit.
Okay.
I don't know. You're actually looking.
Seems like it.
Actually,
like we said, like someone with a job and some shirts.
Maybe perhaps
and a shower and
someone who
no mice,
who is not put off by the expense of dry cleaning.
Yeah, right. One thing that here's a joke that I tell you. Want to hear one of my jokes?
Yeah,
I say that what I think I'm attracted to is beautiful communication, like I said, and somebody who gets me and can handle all of this. Probably a little pigment in the skin. That seems attracted to me now. I've been with this guy for years, and I say some other stuff about that I'm not going to say here. And then I say, but what I'm attracted to right now every time is the most cis white alpha male at the bar with his baseball cap on inside. And you know how I feel about that. Normally,
I'd give that 2.5 dicks out of 5.
I hate it. What do you mean, as a joke?
Yes.
It's not done yet. It's pretty funny with his baseball cap on inside. Andrew, you know how I hate the baseball cap inside. Do you?
How does that go over? I do know that you hate that, but does
And
the
then
rest
I
of
get
the
very
world hate that?
ragey. No, but they
Does the rest of the world know that's unacceptable? Because I see a lot of hats.
I sure do. Well, this is what I tell them is successful, and then I go into high school teacher mode of like, gentlemen, though, do not wear your baseball cap. That is, I do a lot of different things, but I'll sometimes say like, ooh, that's disgusting. That's the douchiest thing. Or I'll say, be a gentleman. Remove your cap indoors. That is for playing sports. That is for out of doors. It's disgusting when you wear a hat. It's to block the sun. Be a gentleman and remove your hat when you come in the door. So I say a bunch of stuff like that, and there's usually 3 motherfuckers sitting there with their hats on inside, and I'm pointing at them and scolding them, and people do find that pretty funny, right? When I'm going, and then I say, but no, now normally I'm not attracted to that, and now I just see that, and I'm just drawn to it viscerally, like, oh, sir, I'm attracted to your rage. Could you please cover me with your toxic masculinity? And then I say grosser, sexier things about, their privilege and what I'm attracted to.
And that dick.
And then I go, dick. No, but the truth is that's part of it. Like right now, you know what is attractive? Guy who could kill mice seems sexy right now. Maybe a guy who could come over and fix some things and shovel my snow. But then I've talked to him and I'm so not ready. Let's face it. I think the idea of me going on any of these websites, apps, whatever they're called, they're not websites, they're specifically not. They're applications for your telephone, is probably cruel because I'm so not ready and so such a spaz that all I do is use it for comedy purposes. That's not very nice, is it?
I keep thinking about, so I've been working on a little project for work. It's some filtering functionality. We've got a big database full of information, and we've just decided to expose some filtering. Mm-hmm. So you can sort by size, you can sort by location, you can sort by all these different things. And part of writing the code is testing it and seeing where it breaks and falls down. So, pairing this filter with that filter, I wonder what I get sort of thing. Do the results make sense? Is it all working out? And you find very quickly that the same is true. I used to play a lot with stock screeners, which is just filters for stocks. You find out that the things you'd like to see in a company, if you ask for all of them at once, there's not a single company that meets all the thresholds.
Really?
Yeah. So it's you've got filters that are overlapping and maybe too zealous, or maybe they're not so strong filters, but you're looking in a place where there are no. I guess that is another filter. Is you're filtering your pool of men by only going to comedy and recording your book in your studio, your atelier. So you've got, you need to tweak some of your filters.
This is cool.
Whether that filter is the location or whether the filter is which particular kind of man you're looking for, or your filter is that you're looking for a man at all,
That is probably true, is that am I actually the number one filter? That's a toggle button on or off. Am I looking for a man at all? Right? That's like probably first binary question we should ask, and I think that we're not fully toggled on there.
Sure. So you're talking about how you're looking. Now. I was talking about
man
gender.
Versus woman. Fine, and that's another thought. I don't care. Open it. Maybe we'll unplug that filter. That's a thought too. But yes,
there's so many knobs that can be turned here.
Yep.
And I don't think we've even begun to experiment.
No, we haven't.
That would be kind of an interesting thing, is to lay out. We actually did this at Mullen High School, where you taught and I was a student. We had a relationships and sexuality class, and we spent an entire day putting words on the board of qualities we'd like our prospective mate to have, and that was really fun. We literally spent, I think classes were 70 minutes.
Yeah, they were.
I think we spent 70 minutes coming up with words. We filled the entire board, and the takeaway was, well, if you expect all this of a person, why would anybody want you? But it's interesting to see what people look for, and it's not all the same. There are a lot of words up there that I certainly didn't want or agree with, and I'm sure I put some up there that were the same for someone else. But like, what if you're going to create a data sheet for a person and you're going to list all the knobs that there could be and all the settings for each knob, on a scale from kills mice to is terrified of mice, like that could be a knob.
Totally right. That's a really good point, Andrew. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm sitting here. We did a little bit of that in divorce class a year ago. What does a good relationship look like? And what are you looking for? And I have to tell you, that kind of assessment generally freaks me out because because I don't think I have a type. You know what I mean? I don't think that, what are my deal breakers? Certainly there are going to be deal breakers, but I probably should be figuring that out right now, right? I don't know. I feel like I'm open to whatever. If there is another person out there for me, let's be praying that that person and I cross paths, and I don't know what it looks like. I don't know. How the hell would I know? And the truth is, right now, the filter that is prevalent. How does that work? Like the ultimate screening question right now on the dating app, and I suppose in real life, the one binary thing that I have looked for so far is seriously, do you make me laugh? And that is a weird one. I mean, that's probably not enough for anything.
Well, it's also a hard place to test that because they
on that app?
Yeah.
No, it's easy.
But as a multifaceted individual who's making a profile, you've got options. Do I want to make the dumb joke in the profile or not? Mm-hmm. So you specifically want the person who makes the dumb joke in the profile.
I specifically want the person who makes the dumb joke. Okay, one of them, the first guy that I liked on, and he never likes me back. So great. I guess that's how it works. Whatever.
Perhaps he hasn't been online.
I don't know. My understanding is these people obsess about this and look at it all day long. I don't care. I don't understand it. But no, it said, believe it or not was the prompt. Mm-hmm. Believe it or not.
He said George isn't at home.
Yes, he did.
And please leave him a message at the beep.
He made a Seinfeld pull. And I went, okay, I don't know who you are, but that's funny right there.
It's funny you bring that up because I just called my younger brother. And he did that. His voicemail right now is...
It's George Costanza's?
Yeah.
Which is so a reference to, you know the song, right?
I don't know the original song. What's the original? I only know it as the George voicemail.
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. Okay. I never thought I could be so free. It's a theme song. Oh, that's funny that you don't know how bizarre. So, you know the Seinfeld thing and not what's it called?
We make a Seinfeld pull every time we...
No, I know, but I know that I can't believe you don't know the orig. Believe it or not, walking on air. Let me look this up. Greatest American Hero theme song.
What's that? Is that a television show?
Yeah. We should IMDb. I think it's like a jokey superhero. A Greatest American Hero theme song, believe it or not. I think it's I think it must be 70s.
Yeah.
And it was a jokey show, I think. And that was the theme song, believe it or not. And then the fact that George Costanza does that as his answering machine is funny because of that.
Well, every day, a new child is born who's never heard of Seinfeld.
That's exactly right. 1981 to 1983 on ABC, formerly known as Always Better Channels, but now I understand it's must-see TV watching, sometimes ABC.
That's every time you say very funny, I always think of TBS, Turner Broadcasting Service System. You say, oh, that person's so funny. I say, they're TBS. Very funny. That's the current TBS catchphrase is very funny.
And you know that because you watch television?
I actually don't know if it's the current thing.
Okay, but
it was when I was watching television.
Okay, it was very funny. Do I say very funny a lot? I need to stop saying that if that's what people say.
Okay. I don't know about people. I mean, that's my association.
Well, I don't like it because it doesn't even make sense to me, and I don't mean to do that. Okay, so yeah, it was a goofy superhero television series, 81 to 83, 2-hour pilot movie. It's just goofy.
So is George.
So is George. Okay,
checks out.
Fascinating. All right, so back to that. Point being that the ultimate filter that I have run right now, like the binary toggle at the top of all the filters, is, are you making me laugh right here? And yes, are you putting effort into being funny? Okay, I'm sitting there with the comics showing them, and some of the guys we deem as scary because they just look scary. They look murdery, or they look rapey, or they look scary. We just say, ooh, that guy's scary. And then I made the very funny joke when...
MRS, Murdery-Rapey-Scary. It's a missus. You're looking at a missus right there.
Did you just make that up, or is that a thing?
I just made it up.
Really?
Sure did. I'm funny. Very funny.
Murdery-Rapey-Scary.
Misses.
Like it. It's good shorthand to remember. Does he look Mrs.? But then I pointed out that one of the scariest things, see, I'm being a jerk, was this guy who wrote like what I'm looking for, and it said, is ready to take, let's see, I want someone who is ready to take steps towards getting to know each other and is ready to find a relationship. And I was showing my Comedy Brothers, like, that's the scariest thing I've seen. Ugh, a relationship, gross. See, so I'm being truculent and
he's in a different place than you are.
That's exactly right, but also, ugh. I have as my profile picture on there, just so putting it out there, here's who I am. By the way, it's a picture, I show you, it's a good picture of me. I look really cute, but it's a picture of me holding a cigarette in front of a sign that says no smoking, rule breaker. Like that's the character I'm putting out there. What an idiot. I'm being an asshole about
The
it.
dating apps are a funny place because you've got, I don't know what the percentage breakdown is, but you've got people there who are genuinely at their wits' end. They're looking for someone to go on a date with.
Yeah.
They're really like, they've tried all the avenues. And then you've also got people who it's a joke. And it's kind of...
Yeah, that's one of the bad ones being a jokey. Huh?
It's not, both are bad in different ways.
Okay.
But it's there should be a setting on the app, a little switch that you flick that says, I'm here for the laughs, for the lulz. Or I'm here because I'm really at the end of it, you know?
No, that's right. Because really, that's not nice. And I thought about that. Oh, I just got messaged by one of them.
Oh, yeah? What did he say?
He respects the art form of stand-up comedy. My man! Oh, my God.
You heard it here first. Mrs. Filholm, it's actually about time. I'd say that's some ruckus.
No. Okay. We'll call it some ruckus, and I got to get back on the phone to the Mousinators. Gosh,
good luck with that.
I might have to come and spend the night. I can't. Oh my God, on your couch. Wait, because you have a cat. Let's just discuss that really quickly.
You want to borrow Whiskers?
Right?
He's not good. He's scared of everything.
You can't get Whiskers here because it would be so traumatizing. But I did think of that. And Derek, I've named him Derek, my little neighborhood cat. I don't know where he goes when there's 24 inches of snow. I haven't seen him for a while, but he could come in right now if I thought it would make a difference.
Yeah, what you need is a scrappy shelter cat. Something.
He's scrappy.
Mm-hmm.
I think Derek might do it. And the other thing I was thinking.
Remember when we used to go to that bar and all of the waiters were named Derek?
Oh, that's right. Maybe that's why
I'm picturing one of them as a cat.
The one that you're thinking of first, that's probably why I named that cat Derek. He looks a little bit like a cat version of that Derek.
Does the cat have red hair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's an orange tabby.
Little baby Nolan.
Yeah, that maybe is why I named him Derek. He looks like a Derek. Because Rafiki calls him Bruno or something. He has a different name.
Bruno.
And it's not Hugo, something. She calls him something. And I went, I'm sorry, I think his name is Derek. And we don't know because he's a street cat.
That's funny.
He doesn't have papers. But, okay, did you have any Whiskers follow-up?
No, one of the friends of the show, Amber, who has a show of her own. I have to look up the name of it.
Great.
She is an athletic trainer, and now she works for a company that supports... I feel like they do a lot of work with warehouse workers, and it's a lot of training about how to lift properly so that you don't injure yourself.
Oh, right,
Give me 1 second. I got to find my phone. I don't even know. I've been so good at not having it ring. I don't know where it is. Her show is called Workplace Injury Prevention, and I believe the company she works for is Fit for Work. But she has a cat of her own with similar issues, or had similar issues. And she tried
similar issues to Whiskers, or similar issue to a worker
cat
who carries things wrong. Did this cat need physical therapy? Or
No. The cat.
Tweaker cat.
Not a bald cat. A cat that licks its fur off.
Okay, right. Bald cat is the thing.
And so she got some sage wisdom that the fancy food she had been feeding it, which is what we've been doing. Every time we think it might be the food, we get a fancier food. She says that's baloney. She put him on the cheapest Meow Mix stuff, and that's what solved the problem. So we're thinking about going a different direction in food. We're thinking about going super cheap, and hopefully Whiskers is cured.
I haven't asked about it, because out of sight, out of mind, I suppose. I can't believe you're still dealing with it.
So we've managed it by putting him in that little garment. Yeah, the suiticle.
And he still licks his stuff, and we think it's a stomach issue? Is that why the food makes a difference?
I believe it's an allergy in the same way that people are allergic. What kind
So
of
like it
foods
makes
make
his
you
skin
itch?
itch and then he's
Yeah.
licking because it itches. That's what you thought. Well, for a while you thought it was a lot of other
We
things.
thought it was kidney stones.
Right.
We thought it was.
He was constipated.
We've been all over the place.
All over the place. And I love that you're still, gosh darn it.
Well-
Have you gone to making him preparing food for like just chicken?
Mm-mm.
I mean, that seems...
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Well, I know. This is what I think. I've got a lot of friends who do that.
He's
I'm not
very
kidding.
loved, but he's not that loved.
I know more animals on special diets than I do people.
Well, that seems to be the problem. Is these special diets? These actually, I heard a similar thing from some other listeners of the show who have dogs, who say that they've been getting super fancy grain-free food, and they've been having some issues with the dogs, and apparently dogs need grain the same way.
For the love of God. I can't even. I mean, Andrew, okay.
There's a turns out in that.
Christ almighty. I do want to tell you one punchline that you have heard of mine on here, and you've even said it as a warm-up because you didn't know I tell it as a joke now because I used to just say it in real life. It's about a bullet cost 25 cents if the dog was acting up. And I do this whole little bit now about, and it ends with, a bullet cost 25 cents. It has been deemed by other comics who know enough.
You told me this last time I saw you. I'm still angry about it.
That I shouldn't, that's not clean comedy. I shouldn't do that. That's more offensive.
I think that is your funniest joke.
I know, but in Denver, Colorado, that is like not clean comedy. That's not thematically clean. There are guys who will stand there and go, "It's not the dog's fault. It's not."
The implication that the dog is. Yeah.
Great chain of being. The dog matters more than the human beings. Anyway. So there you have it. I guess that's Ruckusy. Well, good luck to Whiskers on the Meow Mix cheap diet. Once again, we keep going. Crikey, it's a lot. All right, bye, Andrew.
By Mrs. Filholm.